Hello friends, welcome to the Electron Story. In this channel, we'll speak about electronics and we'll speak about how different electronic components function with mathematical formulas. It'll be very interesting and you'll love the way it has been presented too. So we start with the LM324 IC. This is a very useful IC and used across various products like stabilizers, inverters and switching circuits. So let's get started. I am using here a LM324 IC with terminal 1, 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are inputs and 1 is output. So we are actually using it as a comparator. So in this circuit, if you see, we have inputs coming in as V reference and V in. If the value matches, we'll get our output and the LED would glow along with the buzzer. I'll give you all the mathematical calculation and you'll get to understand this in very detail. So friends, I'll start with the rail. The positive rail. This is the positive rail which is of 12.35 volts. So this is the 12.35 volt.
Rails are the voltages which will be required to actually power this circuit. So we'll use an adapter and I'll show you the point through which you can take this voltage.
So I'm showing you a adapter endpoint where the inner point is known as the positive and the outer point is known as the negative. So these are the 2 points which you have to take care. So the positive point and the negative point, I just wanted to show you so that you are clear on what the rails are and what you have to do as according to the rail. Now I will draw the circuit diagram where first I am drawing an op-amp. So if you see, this is the op-amp where it is denoted by a triangle. This is the positive non-inverting terminal and this is the inverting terminal and this is the output. So we are using this as an interface to design our circuit. So moving ahead, what you will see is I have denoted it by chip numbers. So 0.1 of the chip is the output, 0.2 is the non-inverting input and 0.3 is the inverting input. Moving ahead, there is at the output I have connected a LED which is a 2 volt LED, blue LED which I have connected, and across that LED I have connected a resistor which is a 5 kilo ohm resistor. The reason behind connecting this 5 kilo ohm resistor is that it should delimit the current and it should not burn the LED when the voltage of close to 12.35 volt flows from the output terminal. This is the main agenda for this. Now let's move ahead. The terminals have been identified and I have placed the LED resistor. Now at the positive and negative rail I'll connect a potentiometer. The potentiometer is a component which is used to delimit and it's a variable resistor. So I am connecting a potentiometer. The value of this potentiometer is 10 kilo ohm. So I am connecting this potentiometer and there is a slider which I have denoted here.
Potentiometer I am taking is of 10 kilo ohm. This potentiometer would actually be used to actually vary the voltage, and this potentiometer would be connected to 0.2. So I'm connecting it to 0.2. So this is the way you have to connect the circuit. Now there is 0.3 where you will have to connect a voltage divider. So I'll have two resistors connected to 0.3. The first resistor I am creating here could be of any value, but I am taking 5 kilo ohm as one of the values. Okay, and then a different value, I can take any value. So I can take 100 ohm or 1 kilo ohm. So let's take 1 kilo ohm here. That will be something which would serve the purpose of our calculation, and then we'll use this value to calculate the voltage which will actually come to 0.3.
Now let's take an example of 12.35 volt here because that is the voltage which will come here, and then the voltage would be divided as per the bridge which I have created. Now going back to pin number 1. In pin number 1 you would see that there is a LED which is connected to a 5 kilo ohm resistor. I would also connect a relay against the 5 kilo ohm resistor. So whenever a voltage comes out of point number 1, that would be function 1, where the LED would glow, and in parallel what will happen is the relay will also get activated. The relay is against point number 1 and to the ground section. As you may be knowing that relay works on the concept of magnetic induction. So basically, when current flows across the coil of the relay, the coil makes the element get energized and actually turns out to be a magnet. So this is the concept behind which the relay works, and it is denoted by these closed space lines as a coil, and there are normally open and normally closed points in a relay. So generally in this circuit I am using a 12 volt relay, and as I spoke, there are normally open and normally closed points in a relay. So it would mean that whenever relay gets activated, it gets magnetized and it sticks to the normally open part. So any current flows through the circuit and the circuit gets completed. So I am denoting here the normally open and normally closed section. So I am enclosing that particular section in a box just to make you understand this is the whole enclosure of the relay. Now let me show you a relay, how it looks like. So this is the relay which I am trying to show you. It is a 12 volt relay, and we shall use this particular relay. And if you see, I have placed that relay at the points where, if you see, there is a coil winding against that particular section, and there are output sections also which are clearly seen in this relay, and the connectivity from the middle point happens, and I am showing you the current flow, and this relay gets activated and completes the circuit. Hence the objective of activating a relay is achieved. Now I am connecting to the normally open section a buzzer. The buzzer would be connected from the normally open section to the ground. So this buzzer is something which will beep when the op-amp gets activated in parallel to the LED which would glow. So such a relay opening and closing circuits are usually used in motors, starters, stabilizers. All these components use such a functionality where we have op-amp and relay connected in parallel, so that whenever there is a signal coming out from the op-amp, as per the decision made, the motors can be switched off or on.
Now let's start with the mathematical calculation for this circuit. We'll do a voltage calculation just to understand as to what values would be required and how this particular op-amp as a comparator would function.
Now going to the mathematical calculation, the 5 kilo ohm resistor and a 1 kilo ohm resistor would be noted by 5 plus 1 into the voltage, that is 12.35 volt, which is coming in. So we can calculate this value as 5 divided by 6, and this is multiplied by 12.35. So 10.29 is the value. Similarly to the other resistor, it would be 2.05 volts. So you have to calculate by the same mechanism. 1 by 6 into 12.35 would be 2.05, and if you add this up, it will be 12.35. So the voltage which would come in is 10.29 volts to terminal 3, which is inverting terminal. So now we have done all the calculations which are required, and this is the circuit which would be operational and which would fetch the results. So now the only thing remaining is the practical. So now we will move to the practical implementation part of it. the whole circuit diagram has been created by me, and you have to see the voltmeter here. There is the potentiometer here which will actually vary the voltage, and I have a oscilloscope which is connected to the output. The whole system which I have created, and we'll start. So this is the oscilloscope which I have connected. Okay, so I have selected it to the DC range, so you can see the output which is coming out here. So I have connected here, so as I spoke about, and this is the voltage which is coming in. So let's get started. I'll switch on this, okay, the voltage, and I have reduced it to minimum, and the circuit has been enabled. Now I will increase the voltage. As you know that at a point where the reference voltage has been set to 10.30 volts. Okay, now when the potentiometer would actually reference this voltage, the voltage would be same, then there would be a positive signal coming out. Otherwise, until it is compared, it won't come out. So let's get started on this. So I'll increase, I am here now, I am at this point at the pause. So I'll increase this voltage, and we'll reach to this point, and we'll see the accuracy on how this op-amp is performing. So see, if you see the voltage is increasing. Okay, we have to wait till, but as per our mathematical calculation, the value is 10.29 to 10.30. At that point, the op-amp would be activated. So see, the voltage is increasing. If you see, it has reached to 0.46. Now it has reached to 0.6, 0.8, 0.9. Now 1 volt. See, slowly it is increasing, and the system is stable because there is no comparing output. Now the voltage is increasing more. We'll go quickly. So we know that our reference is, so I have reached till 5.17, and still there is no signal which comes in. Let's go ahead. I have reached, I'm going ahead. It's 10.23 volts. I'm going ahead. You see, 10.35 volt. See, the lowest voltage. So you see, 1 second, I will show the accuracy. See, 10.29 was the last point at which it should get activated. After this, it will get activated. See, any small deviation will make it activated. So this is you are seeing, and you can see that the output voltage here in this, the LED is glowing at a voltage of 2.57 volt, and it's a DC volt. Now see the variation. So it is off. Now see the DC volt which come in. Now see the DC volt which will come in. 2.57 volt. See the variation. DC volt which has come in is 2.57 volts. Okay. Now, so what I had said is 10.29 was the reference voltage, and if something reaches 10.29, it will act as a comparator and will give an output. It has given an output. The LED has glown, and there is a buzz in the relay, and the relay has been activated. And this is the circuit which I wanted to explain. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you get all the updates. I'll bring more interesting videos on electronics after this. Thank you very much for your support.